This is question 15. It says, in one season of a football league, the number of yards gained by each of the 164 wide receivers was recorded. A histogram of the data is shown at the right. The mean is 444 yards. Standard deviation is 334 yards. All right, now if we look at the histogram, you can see it's a very strongly right-skewed distribution. And so the whole point of this question is for you to understand that it's not a normal curve. And so therefore, all those nifty rules like the 68, 95, 90.7 rule and so forth do not apply to situations like this. And so part A, it says, according to the normal model, now it's not a normal model, but they're asking you to suspend belief temporarily and just pretend it's a normal model, just to answer part A. So according to the normal model, what percent of receivers would you expect to gain fewer than 2 standard deviations below the mean number of yards? Use 68, 95, 99.7 rule. Okay, I already answered this question, but let's start from the beginning here. So if this was a normal distribution, then the mean would be, what would the mean be again? Okay, well, 444 yards. Well, it is 444 yards. If you go up to 2 standard deviations, down 2 standard deviations, well, the standard deviation is so huge, which is typical. Anytime you have a skew, it makes the standard deviation larger. So 334 yards. All right, so if the standard deviation is 334 yards, then 444 minus 334, already that's what? That's down to 110 yards. Okay, minus 334 yards again is negative 224 yards. Okay, so it's highly doubtful that 95% of your scores of your yards would be including negative numbers here, because yards is distance. That would be a positive number. I suppose, yes, a football player can be tackled behind the line of scrimmage and would be negative yards, but I mean, that doesn't happen so often that you'd have negative 224 yards. So anyways, now to the question. So remember, if we had a normal distribution, then you'd have 100 minus 95 is 5%. Divide that by 2, 2.5%, meaning 2.5% of the yardage would be less than negative 224 yards, and 224, and then 2.5% of the yards would be in this region up there, because remember, it all has to add up to 100%. Okay, so that's theoretically the answer if, and that's a big if you had the normal curve, so 2.5%. So now for part B, what does this mean? So it means C. Some of the receivers should gain less than negative 224 yards, specifically 2.5%, but that's impossible, so the model doesn't fit. Well, okay, theoretically it's not impossible because, like I said, you can be tackled behind line of scrimmage, but it's not good. It's highly improbable. We'll say that. Okay, so but that's the whole point of this question is, you can see the rules don't work because it's not a normal model. All right, so let's see here if MyLab said this right. Okay, well done. Okay, now for part C. Okay, explain the problem in using the normal model for this data. All right, well, it's right skewed. That's the problem right there. But let's see out of the multiple choice options which one says that. So there's not enough data. Well, no, there's plenty of data. The data is strongly skewed to the left. Well, that's close, but it's skewed to the right. So actually it's part D. The data are strongly skewed to the right. All right, check answer. Good job. All right, that's it.